Marvel Rivals is a class game, but it's chaotic to say the least. You queue into ranked, you pick your main, and the second the gates open on a map like Shin Shibuya, rest in peace, it's all go. It's absolute madness. There's effects coming at you from every single angle, there's enemies flying around you, I feel you, I've been there. I've got over 100 hours in Marvel Rivals, but I gotta be honest, at least half of those are just me throwing myself at the wall, getting tilted, and then getting mad I'm not getting any better. Plus I was just, chaining Squirrel Girl matches back to back, which kind of explains a lot, really. And with Season 9 recently dropping, you might be looking to hop back into this chaotic team fighter. If you've been grinding and wondering how to get better at Marvel Rivals, this is the guide for you. I want to share a couple of tips that have helped me improve, which aren't just your standard usual shooter aim tips. And if you want proof, top aim coaches and even several pro hero shooter players have shown that these focus tracking routines I'll walk you through can improve shot accuracy by up to 40% according to Aim Labs in just a few weeks of training. That's a much better time investment than just praying and spraying. So everything here is built on the real numbers and habits of master players, and you can get that too, so let's get into it. Now, it can feel like there's a lot to master in Marvel Rivals, but the core of improving sits in fixing your aim. To do that, you need to know why this game is so brutal. In most shooters, your feet are on the ground, you just strafe and aim at head height. It's easy. Now, Marvel Rivals flips that, which makes it fun, but pretty intense at times. The map's a dome, and heroes like Iron Man and Storm are dropping in from above, while others are swinging around like Spider-Man, zipping at crazy speeds, breaking your line of sight at every second. When you combine that with the 6v6 team fight and destructible environments collapsing around you, your brain can start to experience overload. That's not going to do it here. Your eyes stop tracking the actual hitbox of the enemy, and instead you just start guessing where they're going to be, or like me, just mashing buttons. So let's master the fundamentals first. To win, you've got to switch from panicking to smooth, predictive tracking. A noob to the game is going to overlook the importance of building muscle memory so your hand follows targets through all the chaos, and you don't even have to think about it. But first, before we jump into training, let's talk about who you're actually playing. Aiming isn't the same for every hero, of course. The mechanics completely change depending on your archetype. So, here are the big three. Archetype A, the Vanguard, the Space Creators. First up, the Vanguards. If you're playing characters like Captain America or Magneto, you might think, I don't need aim, my hitboxes are massive. That is a trap. As a Vanguard, your entire job is close range, high angle target acquisition. Dive the backline as Venom, and everyone scatters in every direction. You need fast, close range tracking, and to be able to whip your camera around without losing your target. Plus, if you play Magneto, you aren't hit scan. You have to manually lead his slower projectile slashes while managing your iron bulkwood shields, which requires serious mastery of your aim. Archetype B, the Duelist. This is where your raw aim gets tested. You've got two types, precision plus dynamite projectile tracking. If you're running a duelist like Halo or Deadpool, you live and die by your microflicks and precise click timing. You need to be able to isolate an enemy's head out of a cluster of 6 bodies and hit it consistently for massive headshot multipliers. If you're an Iron Man, it's all about smooth, continuous tracking while flying, while pulling off those iconic aerial maneuvers. Archetype C, the Strategist. Now, last up is the Strategist, but don't sleep on support aim. Healing and peeling here means you need some of the fastest target switching in the game. 1 second you're tracking your flying tank to heal them with Lunar Snow's projectiles, the next the Spider-Man drops in to say hi. You've got to be able to swap targets instantly, switch aim styles to defensive projectile fairing, and hit your defensive self-peel shots under pressure. So, knowing all of this, how do we actually build these aim skills? For years, the Marvel Rival community response was to just tell people to join community aim groups, download complex third-party software sheets, and just try to manually assemble a routine. That's really because mainstream tools kind of lacked the analytical sophistication that you need for these tracking-intensive games. Now, I personally really like Aim Labs because, well, one, it's free, but it also has quite a few advantages over any other aim training tools that I've tried. It's got things like precise breakdowns of your individual mechanics in real time, key performance data through detailed dashboards, and it's really nice that it just shows you your progress over time. If you're dead serious about actually hitting your shots in Marvel Rivals, the $10 a month subscription is well worth it. It's what a lot of pros are using nowadays. The adaptive tasks, which alter task difficulty on the fly as you play, are really good. Plus you can set it up for game-specific features, which is great if you enjoy similar games like Valorant or COD. There's a 49% average improvement for the Plus version, and I feel like that's more than fair considering everything you get. It's free on all platforms: Steam, Epic Games, Xbox, PlayStation, iOS, and Android, and there's no paywall to get in the door. Every paid competitor is PC only, and it charges you before you even play a single task. But you can also use Aim Labs without subscribing, that's totally fine. But whatever you use, you'll want to calibrate it to Marvel Rivals to access the targeted, game-specific benchmarks. And most importantly, understand why and where shots are missed so you can identify your specific weaknesses. It's not enough to just chain matches and hope you'll get better with time, or really pay extortionate teachers to train you. It's possible, but these platforms are so tailor-made to your style, I've found that it has really helped me. There are a few things you're going to need to do to set it up first though, and the first one here is don't guess your sensitivity. When you load into Aim Labs, head straight to your settings, go to the Game Profile tab and select Marvel Rivals. You can input your exact in-game sensitivity and your DPI. Make sure your field of view and your aspect ratio match exactly what you use in Marvel Rivals as well. We want your peripheral training to feel identical to when you're fighting for your life in an official match. Once your settings are locked in, we can move away from random grinding and start training with real purpose. This is the exact 4-step routine you should run for about 15 or 20 minutes before you even think about hitting the Find Match button in Marvel Rivals. You're going to want to make this a daily habit and run it before every ranked session, not just when you feel off or you're struggling. The time's going to pass anyway. You might as well not do one match and actually see a benefit instead of just throwing yourself at a wall and getting tilted when you don't get better. The consistency does all the lifting, and building these fundamentals into your muscle memory is what lets you keep climbing. This routine targets every single mechanical failure point we just talked about across all 3 hero archetypes. So let's now break down the exact steps you'll need to take to get better at Marvel Rivals. Tip 1. Take the time to wake up your nervous system. Don't worry about high scores, just wake up your hands, wrists and eyes. It's crazy the amount of difference that taking 5 minutes to your gameplay can do here. A lot of the top level players here are psychological tips, so you'll be wanting to keep your brain ready for all the crazy strafe dukes from a fast moving Star-Lord or Rocket Raccoon in these close fights. You want to run it for about 3 to 5 minutes before jumping into any match. Tip number 2 is conquering verticality. Watch how these targets move. They go up, down and all over, just like Spider-Man swinging or Iron Man diving in. When you practice, make sure you're using your entire mouse pad. Most players have decent horizontal muscle memory, but vertical is a different game entirely. Force your arm to move up and down cleanly. This block builds the exact vertical tracking dexterity you need to swat those annoying flying heroes right out of the sky. And tip 3, precision and click timing. Now this is mainly for my Duelist mains, but honestly everybody really needs this. Now that you're warmed up, it's time to dial in your micro corrections. These targets are so tiny, so slow, and they can make every click count here. Speed means absolutely nothing if your accuracy is trash. Don't rush your shots, focus on clean straight lines from target to target. If your accuracy is below 90%, you're moving too fast. You gotta let your speed develop naturally. Once you're landing above 95% accuracy and feeling in control, you can raise the difficulty, either by increasing the target speed, shrinking the target size, or switching to a harder scenario. That means you're always challenging yourself instead of just plateauing. That's how you build that clean, terrifying hella accuracy that makes enemy strategists rage quit. Tip 4, run the team fight simulator. Now finally we close out our routine with chaotic target switching. In real matches you don't just shoot one person and call it a day. This drill puts all those skills together. Track a target, it vanishes. You flick to the next one and keep tracking. It trains your eyes to snap to new threats instantly. Tip 6, analyzing your weaknesses. If you want to take your mechanics seriously, tools like Aim Labs Results Plus give you deep telemetry data that tells you exactly where your physical mechanics are breaking down. I can give you generic tips, but this really understands how to help you out specifically. Look at this breakdown right here. It doesn't just give you a generic score and say, good job. It shows you whether you have a habit of consistently underflicking when you're moving your mouse to the left, or whether your tracking path efficiency loses smoothness during high velocity vertical movements. If you use the built-in AI aim coach, it's going to isolate your weak points and recommend specific tasks you can do to fix them. For example, if your path efficiency is low, That usually means your mouse movement is uneven or you're zigzagging, causing you to lose shots on fast-moving targets. The aim coach might suggest you work on the spider sphere scenario, which forces you to follow targets smoothly in 3 dimensions until your path efficiency improves. Or if you see that you're consistently overshooting your targets, a focused microshot tapping drill with a strict accuracy threshold can help train your click control. The point is, once you know what's broken, you can target it directly instead of wasting hours mindlessly grinding. Tip 7. Transitioning your mechanics to ranked. Alright, you finish your routine, your hands are good, your data looks good, you're ready for ranked. How do you make sure your new aim shows up in game? The biggest mistake players make is changing their state the moment they load into a match. In training you're relaxed, you're focusing on paths and intentionally tracking. But the second a rank point goes into overtime you tense up, your hand squeezes your mouse with the death grip and you go back to panic flicking. When you load into your matches today, focus on your physical hand tension. Keep your hand relaxed, how it felt during your tracking warm-up. When it gets chaotic, force your eyes to look past the distracting particle effects and look directly onto the actual character model of your target. Trust that muscle memory you've built during your practice. Here's a quick rank tip. You can set a quick in-game self-check for yourself. If you notice your hands tensing up or your aim starting to jitter, pause. Shake out your hand, reset your grip, and if you die doing it, fine. If you catch yourself tunnel visioning, fine. Take a breath, snap back to your vision, back to the enemy character model. Building the habits of these game resets is what separates players who improve from those who just grind. If you can recognize when your old habits sneak back in and actively correct them, then you'll lock in your training progress right when it matters most. At the end of the day, if you want to get better at Marvel Rivals, you're not going to discover some secret setting menu. You have to put in the work. There's no reason you should be playing until your hands hurt. It's easy to chain matches and hope it all pays off, but the best players use every tool at their disposal to replace mindless random grinding with consistent, purposeful, and highly bespoke analytical practice. If this helped you make sense of Marvel Rivals chaos, drop a like and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Comment below with your main and which hero is giving you aim nightmares. Download Aim Labs, run this 15-minute routine before your rank session, and tell me if it works for you. Good luck, have fun in the lobbies, and I'll see you all in the next video.